Hey guys, welcome back to another little mini chit chat video. So we're gonna go ahead and mic up here real quick. Before we go ahead and get into tonight's little mini reaction video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And for my Purple Heart members, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for all of your support. So I was miking up, so I'm not sure if you guys heard me. Let me repeat myself. Shout out to my Purple Heart members. Thank you guys for all of your support. You guys always come through, and we definitely appreciate you guys. So okay, somebody actually, well, a couple people actually slid in the DMs. I'm not gonna lie, and they were like, "What do you think about the whole Krishan situation? Do you think they really broke up?" Apparently, Krishan and Bino broke up. So I hopped on YouTube because I know if it's real or whatever is going on, somebody's gonna react to it and it's gonna be posted. So I came on YouTube, and of course, one of my favorite reaction channels, he was reacting to it. So I went ahead and took in the video. So the video was with Binu on live, and he was talking about the fact that he was single and all this other stuff. And even prior to watching that live, I remember there was another video I watched earlier in the day, and somebody was saying, noticing that he wasn't with her and her sister when they performed in Baltimore last night. And that's kind of strange because he was just on live calling her his wife and all this other stuff. So what happened? It looked like it happened in the space of a day, like a couple hours. Like it wasn't, this just kind of came out of nowhere. So I have a couple theories if this is real. A lot of people are feeling like it just may be like a little, social media stunt, publicity stunt, whatever the case may be. I don't know. If it is real, I have a couple of theories as to why they would have parted ways. And so we're going to go through them. And again, this is all alleged because we don't know. I mean, he said he's single. She said she's single. Something about their friends or whatever the case may be. Even on the live, people were saying, "Oh, you still have the pictures up," and he was basically saying, "Oh, he's gonna take them down soon. The stuff just happened. Give him some time." Like they literally just broke up. So we'll see. Where this goes. Like they've done this before, broken up and made back up. We'll see. So we're gonna go ahead and get into my theory again, if this is true. Number one, which I saw in the comments that said the relationship was fake anyway. So that's always a theory that it was a business arrangement and for mutual benefits and whatever the case may be. It's been known to have been done, so it's not something that's like super far fetched. Number two, which is my personal belief. Well, actually, there's two and three, so we'll get into two. Number two is the um the numbers on YouTube with the music didn't do as maybe hey, thank you for joining. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining the live. We appreciate you guys. What's your question? My favorite color? My favorite color is pink. Different shades of pink, particularly um pastel pink. Love pastel pink. Love all the pastel colors, by the way. So anyway, back to what I was saying. My second theory is the numbers with the music. I feel like if this is something that is real, and if the first theory is true and it was a mutual, like a business arrangement, the numbers with the music may not have gone exactly how he planned. When he decided to choose her to link up with. Maybe he thought the numbers would do more on YouTube. Like the music came out, only one a couple songs went like above 1,000. I think one song went to like 10K. Last time I saw it was today. I don't know. I just know that the music is way, 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 way better than the views that it got. Like the songs are really, really good. And I have another theory I want to throw in here as we're talking about the music and the views and all of that. Cause I watched a couple of the videos. I love "Falling for You" and I love all the songs. I choose what is it? I Want Her. Really nice songs. The beats are phenomenal, phenomenon. The beats are phenomenal. Excuse me. So I started thinking like, why isn't it going up? And there's another reason too. I forgot. There's a couple of reasons. Let's just say there's a couple of reasons. Cardi B's music just came out. She literally just dropped her album. And so, everybody's focus is kind of over there. So I think in terms of releasing the new music, that's probably something that should have been taken into consideration. Like you can't put out your music the same weekend or time as a well-known artist is dropping an album that she hasn't been people been waiting for like 7 8 years. Like there's just no competing with that. So there's that. But on the basis of the numbers in itself as it pertains to him and Krishan, because a lot of this music was like, I don't know if all the music was about her, but it was certainly being marketed that way, for us to think that it was, in terms of visuals and all of that stuff leading up to the release of the music, right? And so my thing is, it's the internet. Like the internet has a certain view of Krishan, and there isn't much that can be done to change the minds of the majority. I happen to fall in the gray area in the small minority. I don't like to be super judgmental of people. I just, that's just not my thing. So, I fall in that minority group. And that's okay. That's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. But because of the harsh light in which she is viewed, people will sabotage everything that's attached to her. So, this, if it was for clout and it was to, push the music and all of that, that may have backfired a little bit in terms of, YouTube and social media and all that other stuff, because people have such a negative view of her. There was no way they were going to support anything that's attached to her. And unfortunately, the music and all that stuff surrounding him and her and all that stuff just further agitated the people who are not fond of her, right? The more they try to push the relationship on social media, is the more social media push back. And I think that kind of triggered into um why some of the songs have not gotten as much views on YouTube as they probably would have. But I do really think the whole thing, the Cardi B thing and all that stuff was just literally, it was just a perfect storm. Like I said, we don't know if this is just a publicity thing. Maybe they want to distance themselves because they recognize that, attaching her to his project is not going to be as beneficial as they thought. And so, maybe the breakup thing is a cover story, and it may not be. There's another theory that I want to float out there. Stunner Girl, if I'm saying her name correctly, when she went live exposing, quote unquote, exposing him, her allegations, she stated like, he's an opportunist and this is all for clout, and he's been dying to get a baddie to kind of run up the numbers with and do the whole social media thing, and just get to the bag with and get to the money with and all that stuff. Like this has been his goal all along. And if that is true, and that's if then it didn't work with her. So maybe he saw in Krishan an opportunity, someone who needed that would find the relationship mutual and beneficial. and he betted on her social media presence in the clout. But you have to be this is why Krishan and Blueface was so was so diabolical together. They just did not care. They didn't care about the criticism. They just didn't care. Like they didn't care. They did things on purpose to agitate the fan base. Blueface he's super sarcastic, very nonchalant, don't care. Actually, in real life, don't care. Not just I don't care, and then you really do care deep down. So I think in order to be around somebody like Krishan, if you're trying to cash in on her particular type of clout, you have to have really thick skin. You have to be able to weather the negativity that comes from the anti Krishan side of the aisle, right? There's a huge social media presence that's not a fan, right? And you have to be able to literally not care about what they have to say. Which brings me to my last little theory that, and I feel that in some way, all of this stuff may be combined. We just don't know. I'm going to wait and see where this goes because, like I said, they've done this before. I'm not about to be jumping on here every day with the up and down. I just wanted to kind of give my opinion on this particular development because somebody asked me, and I think they were trying to be funny because I was just not hyping up the relationship, but I was happy for her. And they were like, "So, what do you think about the breakup?" As in, like, it didn't last long. Nobody thought it would. And so I just wanted to give my opinion on that. So, we'll come to like my last theory is that he let social media get to him, he let the internet get in his head. Even though he said multiple times that they don't and he don't care and this and that, I think that in reality he does. And from a business perspective, that may not be, terrible advice. Obviously, if you're anybody's manager or anything like that, they're PR people, you're gonna want to tell them maybe this is not the way to go. If you're promoting music or you're trying to be taken seriously in the industry, if you're trying to be a serious artist and you want to be taken seriously and you want to get into those rooms and have those discussions, you can't have this whole toxicity thing spilling over on social media. Yes, it's good for business on Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. We eat up some good little drama. But in reality, you're trying to be taken serious as an artist. You're trying to get signed. You're trying to get this, that, and the third. You have to have that whole image thing under control. So it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. But like I said, I want to wait and see if they really are broken up before I go too crazy with the whole reacting to that. I feel like maybe they did have an argument. He did say, "Yeah, we're beefing." So maybe maybe they had a disagreement over the whole Baltimore situation, her booking, performance, all of that. You know how that stuff goes. Maybe that was an issue. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure more stuff will come out. And we just have to wait and see. This is what I say when I say when you support people, you just support them. You don't like there's no I'm not invested either way. Like it doesn't affect my life if her relationships work out or they don't work out. I'm watching either way. I would give my opinion either way and I still wish her the best either way, whatever choices she makes cuz it's her life. And we're just watching. I'm not going to be over here be like super invested. Oh my god, they broke up. I can't believe it. Like we're not no, we're not doing any of that. And I think that's where people get this stuff misconstrued. They get super invested and when things don't go the way they want them to go, they start with the name calling and the cyberbullying and all that stuff. I'm not gonna do any of that stuff. Like we're not doing any of that. That's weird, in my opinion. So anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. I'm gonna leave the link to Everything Entertainment. You guys go over there and check out the full live and his reaction, the whole with Bino, and listen to what he had to say. Let me know if you think he's being serious. Do you think they really broke up? Do you think this is a PR stunt, a publicity stunt? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for those of you who came through. I didn't want to make this video super long. So yeah, thank you guys for your time. Stay up and stay blessed, and we will catch up with you guys in another video. For the person who was asking me what my favorite color was, I actually have a Q&A coming up that I'm going to be going live, and we'll be able to have that. I'll be able to answer some of these questions. So if you want to take part in that, it's not too late. You can, if you're subscribed to the channel and you have any questions you want to ask, because you're always in the live and we appreciate your support. So if you have questions that you want to ask, drop it on the community post, and yeah, we'll get to it on the Q&A. So stay up and stay blessed, and we'll catch up with you guys in another video. Deuces.